When we first got a tractor with a bucket, we built the first iteration of our landing ramp. It was 4 feet tall and it paired well with the 4 foot tall wood freestyle ramp that we had at the time. Eventually, we made our landing ramp a little bit bigger, and we also added a 1 foot extension to the bottom of the ramp to give it some more pop. For the next iteration of our down ramp, we had purchased a backhoe, so we are now able to move a lot more dirt in a lot less time. We also turned the down ramp around, so we are now landing the other direction. It ended up 8 feet tall with a 5 foot deck. It was 10 foot wide at the top and tapered down to 12 foot wide at the bottom. We added one more 1 foot extension to the bottom of our ramp, which brought it up to 6 feet tall. We tried it a bunch of different places and even took it back to 55 feet, but at that distance there wasn't enough transition on the ramp, so it blew through the forks and wasn't very fun. The sweet spot for that ramp ended up being about 48 feet. We also built a pit bike jump in the back and a little dirt jump, and we rode it this way for years. Eventually the landing got covered in grass and it also settled a bit over time. We decided we were going to build a full-size 8 foot tall metal freestyle ramp after our new barn was built, but lo and behold, one day I'm scrolling Facebook Marketplace and I see somebody selling a freestyle ramp. So we bought that. It needs to be refurbished. We'll be dropping a separate video on that. Now that we've got a full-size ramp, we need a full-size down ramp to go with it. That's how we got here. Now it's time to start building the new down ramp. We used the side of our freestyle down ramp as our burn pit. The first thing we had to do was burn that down so we could get access to it again. Once the pile was done burning down, we started stacking dirt. Before we make the down ramp any taller, we're going to start by making the base wider. In addition to our brush pile that we had to burn down, we have a bunch of old stumps and really big logs that we're going to bury inside of the down ramp. So we dig a hole that we can put those in and they'll be safely buried under the middle. You can see in this old shot, before there's grass on anything, the dirt jump there is made completely out of black dirt. So we're also going to save that in a separate side pile so that we can use it later to grow grass. Now that we've got all the logs buried, we're going to head back to the front side and start stacking dirt with the Kubota. We're digging it out of the hillside in the background there with the backhoe. It just so happened to work out right when we found the freestyle ramp. We were also doing an addition to our barn. So we're building out a big flat pad for that to be built on, and we're excavating out the hillside so that there's proper drainage on the far side of it. We will also be dropping a pole barn site prep video, and you can see where we got all the dirt for this. I guess if you like put it down there, then you can kind of see me up top in the background and get some dumb shots from you. Should we go up on the dirt pile? We cut down a few more trees to get better access to dump dirt. At this point, the base was looking nice and wide, so we decided to start stacking dirt and making it taller. Now that we've added 2 to 3 feet of dirt all over the top, I'm going to jump on the tractor and shape it in. I place a cone at the top of the down ramp. I use that to line up with the run-in where the jump will go. That way as I'm shaping, I can keep everything nice and straight.
Progress update. We are shooting grade on the down ramp, seeing how tall we're at right now versus the top. We got a whole bunch of flags marked out. Looks like we're pretty tall, but definitely not tall enough.
The bigger down ramp also needs a wider run out, so we're cutting out the hill there at the bottom. It's a little bit hard to tell that there is a hill there in the video, but we're just cutting that out to make the run out more flat. After we checked the measurements, we could see that we needed to add a bit more dirt to the back of the deck before we started the next lift. The first lift worked well, so we did the same 2 or 3 feet raise for the second one. That was all the dirt that we managed to stack on that particular day. Then it got quite a bit of rain before we were back the next weekend. You can see behind the barn we've got the left hillside completely cut back. The area where the flat pad for the barn extension will go is basically set up, and we've started the road cut. So out of the barn you go down the road, and we're going to cut about 2 to 2.5 foot of material out of there to finish up the down ramp. The rain also helped pack all that dirt in, so I was able to drive right up it with the Kubota and start adding a bit more dirt to this layer before we pack it in. Once I finished stacking this layer of dirt, I gave everything a real good roll-in with the tractor. It may not look like it, but the majority of this work took place throughout the winter season, and to our surprise, we ended up getting 7 inches of snow in Nashville. This was taken 4 or 5 days after it snowed and everything still had a good covering. We ended up getting to snowboard down the big hill. This project ended up taking 5 months start to finish. We only typically work 1 day per weekend here. With the weather, we only ended up working 11 days in all those weekends. It didn't take long after it snowed for the barn builders to come out and get the new barn extension finished up. We still have some final grading to do on that, but there's a whole separate video on building that pad and doing all the grading. Throughout the project, you can occasionally see us out there with the tape measure checking the dimensions. You can also see those little pink surveyor's flags. We use that to mark out all the different sections. That way as we build it, we can keep everything straight. In the road shot here, you can see that we've dug it way deeper than the final level it'll be. We ended up doing that because we found some better clay 4 to 6 feet deep. So we were digging it down, taking out that good clay, and then filling the hole back in with less good material. At the start of the next day, we took some measurements and we could see that we needed to add quite a bit of dirt to the top left of the down ramp to build that out. That side is the downslope of the hill, so we took the backhoe and made a little shelf to help catch the dirt as it falls down the side. As I add dirt to that left-hand side, I used the bucket on the tractor as a little dozer blade to push it over the edge. At this point, it wasn't quite to final dimensions, but it was getting close enough that we were ready to give it its first test send. Our metal ramp was still in shambles, so we had to use our 6-foot wood ramp for the time being. We set the ramp at 35 feet to start. We figured that was about as close as we could go without hitting the back on the way up from lack of pop. Then we played rock, paper, scissors to see who got to send it first.
We only have one GoPro. Get me dirty right out of the gate.
Did you dirty? Oh, it looks less scary when you drive up to it.
Very tall.
Yeah, I think it's safe. I'm ready. Bro, I was such a bitch. I leaned back all scared and I was like, seatbelt stand, seatbelt stand. I don't know if we would have made it at 30. We're like barely. I haven't even hit it standing a single time. And you're
I don't think we were making it at 30.
No, I don't think so. You need the bobby toe in, or you?
No, I think I'm Gooch.
All right, I'm gonna hit one last because it's fun. It's scary though. I'll hit it standing. We'll see how it goes.
And that one looked like the cleanest one yet.
Yeah, I went for the kick the suspension in. fun in greasing it first try.
I watched you. I should grease it the first try. The middle, you can see it drop and the metal flex. And when you buoying off, it goes psh, 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 and I can see all that.
The reason it was flexing so bad is because the wood underneath the metal was about to give out. Literally the GoPro died, and then the jump after that, the ramp collapsed when I hit it. It kicked my front end down, but I was able to ride out, so no biggie. Now it's been a week or two of rain, and the top left side where we added more dirt to the down ramp had collapsed in on itself just a little bit. So we're going to start off by adding some more dirt to that and getting it a fresh pack in. After we broke the wood ramp, we took a few of those weeks where it was too wet to work on the down ramp and finished up the new metal freestyle ramp. We used the box blade on the tractor to help smooth out the ground where the ramp will sit to make it a bit more flat. Then we pulled the ramp in and set it up at 35 feet to start. In the past, we've dealt with rain ruts and rocks on our run-in, so to alleviate that, we bought some used 4-foot wide conveyor belt, and we're going to use that to smooth out our run-in. The new ramp was looking great, and then we hit this tree. Luckily, the backhoe makes it easy to retrieve the drone out of the tree.
Alright. I was gonna throw the scissors.
The new metal freestyle ramp is awesome. We did our first test sends that day and then rode it for a bit. The down ramp needed a little bit more dirt before we could call it finished. We needed to add some nice clay to the rest of the top and the front and then give it one last icing. I also ran the box blade in both directions to smooth the run out from the down ramp. Now we can officially call the down ramp complete. It ended up 13 feet tall, the deck is 8 feet long, It's 12 foot wide at the top and it tapers all the way down to 24 feet wide at the bottom. Don't go anywhere yet. We pulled the ramp back to 40 feet and we got a little bit more riding video to close it out. We actually filmed this riding video before we added the final dirt and smoothed the run out, but it made more sense to end the video with the riding.
Big down ramp's good for. Oh, a skink! Dun, 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 dun. Skink and cinnamon. I got him, he's trying to bite me! Oh, he bit me! Little fucker.
Thanks for watching. That's all for this one. We'll see you next time.